Shalom, y'all. My name is Jane Goldie Wynn, and I'm excited today to have with me my dear friend Ellen Kestecher. And I've known Ellen probably for just a little over a year now, but a lot has happened in our lives since we've been together, a lot of amazing and wonderful things. And I asked Ellen to be my guest today to talk a little bit about Rainbow in the Night. She had the opportunity to actually go to the premiere, which was June 4th, 2023, and she was a big help because it was a very large red carpet affair, and she was very involved and just helped everything to go very smoothly. She was a greeter, and it was so wonderful to have her there. And so I just asked her to be my guest today to just talk a little bit about how the movie impacted her life and anything that she would like to say and encouraging others to watch it. So Ellen, maybe you could just share a little bit about how the movie personally impacted you.
Well, unfortunately, many years ago, I don't know, maybe 50 years ago, I had already had my children, and they were 18 months apart, and anyway, I wound up being pregnant, and in those days, it was not like it was a baby. It was a blob, and didn't know there was a heartbeat. Anyway, I wound up having 2 abortions after having my 2 children. Even though I was married, I couldn't do it. I even, unfortunately, had my tubes tied at 24 years old. And so I had to go through a big process of healing because I realized that I had murdered my children, and which brought me a lot of sadness, and I had to get past that. So I went through many stages, but Goldie's book, I think, is very inspirational, is the fact that you can heal, God does forgive you, and for me, I knew that I would see my babies again when I'm in heaven. And so I had named them, and so it was a wonderful thing. The movie is not about saying you're a bad person. It's about realizing that God is in charge, and the thing is making the right decision when you have to make the decision. I mean, it's just so unbelievable to think that, to take a life. For me, it's, you don't have to get pregnant. The thing is that you don't have to have sex. And then you don't get pregnant, you don't have to deal with that situation. Mm-hmm. And so, but if you do, there's no condemnation. You just have to realize how much God loves you, and He'll work everything new for you, and that you'll be able to deal with that decision, or hopefully not having to make that decision. The whole point of the movie and the book is, for me, is to, have the baby. Mm-hmm. And if you can handle things, then put the baby up for adoption. I mean, murder is murder. And all these babies, it's amazing what, by not having that baby in your life, that child in your life, how it changes everything for you. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I think it's so important for the world to see Goldie's movie. It's very inspirational, and look, we're always in a place of changing. Our hearts change, our thoughts change, and to just love each other.
Yes. Well, thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome.
It's very brave to share your story, and I really appreciate it. Yes. And I know that it's going to help many other people to know that even though we do things, I often think of Genesis 50:20,
Mm-hmm.
what the enemy intended for evil, God turned around for a greater good.
Yes.
Now here you are sharing your story with so many people who will know that forgiveness is possible.
Yes, absolutely.
And that yes, one day you will see your baby in heaven.
Yes.
Again. I really believe that.
Yes, I believe it too.
So thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll say shalom, y'all.
Shalom.